Do you think that event management is a worthwhile industry to get into in Melbourne?
So with the events, they're a big part of Melbourne. They bring in a lot of revenue into the city and also create a lot of jobs for people as well. So it's probably very important that we do have events here in Melbourne.
Businesses that rely on major events and functions to achieve success?
So there's actually many different businesses that rely on events.
Yeah.
So for example, I suppose when someone is coming here from interstate or overseas, particularly for visiting events such as, for example, the Australian Open, some businesses involved that actually, I suppose, that rely on the event would be transport, accommodation as well, also the retail sector. So generally when people are coming for the Australian Open, they're not here just for a day, they're here for a few days. So many different facets or businesses rely on it.
Yeah, okay.
What's the main age group that you find attends the events around Melbourne, and what is the reason for that?
So that one's quite a hard one to define because we've got so many different events which are for different age bases. So for example, Moomba Festival, that brings in a lot of families. So you'll have young children and adults, whereas some of our sporting events like the AFL Grand Final, that's going to bring in sports fans. So, and then for example the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, they've just actually had some events within the last week in the gardens, so that would bring in families and adults again as well. But it's hard to define an actual age group because we've just got so many events in Melbourne. Yeah.
Cool. What do you think is the main genre of entertainment in the city?
There's actually quite a few different genres of entertainment. Melbourne itself is quite culturally diverse, so you've got all sorts of things from sports, music, arts and culture, history, shopping. So it's quite hard to define because we've just got a bit of everything. I'm just going to refer to my notes quickly. Oh yeah, exhibitions, festivals, so yeah, there's lots. Yeah.
What do you believe attracts people to Melbourne's unique culture of entertainment?
As previously mentioned in the earlier question, we've just got so many different areas that people can enjoy. So from our restaurants to the different attractions to some of the events, such as a big event we've had recently was White Night. So that was meant to bring in up to close to 1 million people into the city. So I think Melbourne itself is a very prominent in the event spectrum around Australia. So Melbourne hosts a great amount of events, not just White Night, the Melbourne Spring Fashion Festivals, the races, sorry. And we've got the Fashion Festival coming up in March. Chinese New Year as well is also on, it's finishing up this weekend. So we offer just a wide range, so it attracts pretty much everyone.
Yeah, okay. That the tourists are the main reason for Melbourne's entertainment.
Well, with tourists, we actually define them as visitors because a visitor could be coming from within Melbourne, or intrastate, so they could be visiting from Warrnambool, or they could be coming from interstate, such as Sydney, or even overseas. So we like to refer them as the visitors rather than tourists. I suppose without these visitors, these events wouldn't run. So it's important. Some of these events are just local events, but some of them are in an international levels such as the Formula One, which is starting in March. So we're going to have visitors from all over the place, and they're going to be spending their money here in Melbourne, which is great. So, and that keeps jobs going and keeps us going. Keeps us busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the most popular kind of entertainment in Melbourne, and why do you think this is the case?
Good question. Popular entertainment. Probably, yeah, as I said previously in the other question, yeah, thus far we've had New Year's celebrations where the public transport offered free transport coming into the city, Chinese New Year, White Night, the World Cricket Championships, so they're on at the moment as well. So they're all popular within itself. So it's hard to define which one would be the most popular. I think, yeah, and why would be, yeah, just as I said as well, like we've got sports, arts and culture, exhibitions, food, entertainment, so we've got all that as well, so that's probably why, yeah. But yeah, they're all different events and they're all great events that we have here.
Yeah.